guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Rick Baker inspired Bride of Frankenstein look that I've been dying to do since its collection with MAC last year. So let's just get started. I started off by blocking out my eyebrows using Spirit Gum and Nose and Scar Wax from Ben Nye. There's tons of videos on how to do this. I will link one down below. Then I went in with Face Atelier Pro Ultra Foundation in the color white, and on a damp beauty blender, I am just working this all over my face, covering up any exposed skin. Obviously, my body is already white. I did that with white body paint before the video started. I'll link that down below. Just make sure you cover your ears, your lids, and get as close to that hairline as humanly possible. No skin shows. Then I went in with the Kryolan foundation from Makeup Forever in the color white, obviously, and I'm covering up my brows. When you block out your brows, you're really just covering up the textures. They lay flat against your forehead. Now I'm going in to cover up the actual color of them. My eyebrows are pretty dark, so I had to go in with a couple layers of this cream foundation. When you're doing this, just work slowly, blend in your concealer, and then add another layer. Do this until you can barely see the actual color itself. It doesn't have to be completely gone because you will cover it up, but I like to be able to see as very little as possible. I just took my time blending this concealer into the rest of my foundation so there's no seams or harsh lines. I did this on both sides of my eyes, obviously, and then I added another layer of the Face Atelier Pro all over my skin just to make sure that my eyebrow area and the rest of my face were pretty close in color, but you don't have to go in for the second layer if you don't absolutely want to. Then I set my work with my MAC Prep and Prime translucent powder. You can literally use any translucent powder in the free world. It doesn't matter which one. Just make sure that you set the area so it lasts all night, and make sure you also set that eyebrow area so that when you go to draw over it, you have a nice, smooth, clean canvas to work with. Then I took a black eyeshadow. This is Carbon from MAC, and I'm just working this on my eyebrows using an eyeliner brush. The bride's eyebrows are very iconic, so you really don't have to do this step, but I don't think I could do it because it would just not look completely done to me. So I just worked in small strokes and just took the shape from the corner of my nose in a diagonal motion all the way up to my hairline. And then after I was done with it, I went in with a gel liner just to make it even more black. Then I'm going in with Copper Plate eyeshadow from MAC. I'm not going to go too in depth with this because if you guys really want to know how to do like my eyeshadow the way I'm doing it right now, I'm doing it pretty similar to how I normally wear it. I just thought you guys might want to know the colors that I used. If you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on how to do eyeshadow like this, just please check out the rest of my channel. I'll actually link a video down below. But yeah, taking that Copper Plate on the outer corner of the eye and working it up into the crease, making sure it's nice and blended out, taking clean brushes to make sure it's very, very soft and diffused. This is kind of a warm ashy gray color. I thought it'd be a nice transition color to kind of blend in with the rest of the shades. I wanted her to look very soft and pretty. Then I'm going in with this color from Makeup Geek. I believe it's called Stealth. That's what I'm going to call it because it's not in front of me, but I'll leave a link to it down below if it's not. It's kind of a blue-gray color, which on its own, I was pretty sure was going to make my bride look way too blue. So I thought if I went in with kind of the warmer gray in the corner to kind of warm it up and mix with, it would fade out into a nice gradient. And it actually worked out really well. So I'm just going in with different brushes and blending and adding and blending and adding like I always do. Once again, check out more of my videos for more tips on eyeshadow blending. But then I took some black on the very outer corner of the eye to add depth and dimension. And once again, we're going to take a fluffy brush and just make sure everything is blended together so we have a nice gradient from dark to light, darkest closest to the lash, and lightest closest to the brow. Then I put a white eyeshadow from BH Cosmetics all over my lid. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, this stuff made my eyes super itchy and burned, and they watered, and it messed up all my eyeshadow. So I actually had to go in later and add some silver pigment from Sugar Pill. So if any part during the video my eyeshadow looks kind of wonky, that's why. Like, it almost ruined the whole video, but I had to persevere. Then I just did a wing liner, and I'm adding some liner to my top waterline. Then I popped on some lashes. These are Cocoa lashes in the style Foxy. Putting those on the top, and then of course I'm gonna smoke out my bottom lash line, but I'm out of frame because I suck at life. So once again, if you want to see a more in-depth video on how to do something like this, check the down bar. I'll have a link below. I'm just smoking out and putting black eyeliner in there to make the eyes look really, really intense and smoky. Now now I'm contouring and shading and highlighting my face, which is honestly the most important and time-consuming part of this. I didn't want to cut all of it out, although I kind of had to. Basically, what I'm doing is going in with the same colors that I used on my eyes on my body. So everywhere that I need to have a darker shaded area, any bones, any hollows, they need to be shaded in with the darker colors. So I went in with the stealth color, the stealth color from Makeup Geek, the blue-gray one. That one went on first, just to kind of start the parameters of my face, my cheekbones, my jawline, my collarbones, my neck. It's all going to go along that area to start the process. And then anywhere that I went a little too haywire with, I will go in with white eyeshadow on clean brushes to make sure it's soft. There's going to be times throughout this where the contour looks really, really harsh, but that's just because I could not include all of the blending footage, but trust me, I blended for my life. After I put the blue on, I went in with that gray color from MAC, the copper plate one, just to kind of tone it down and make it not look so blue, similar to what I did on the eye. Make sure you get your clavicle, make sure you get your shoulder, make sure you get the tops of your shoulders, make sure you get the area closest to your ears. You really want to make sure to contour. Sorry, I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race and I love the song that was on. Just make sure that you contour all of the areas of exposed skin that you will have showing. You don't have to cover any areas that aren't, obviously, but this is very important to create the black and white effect. Then I went in with a black lip liner. Actually, this is not a lip liner. This is Smolder Eye Kohl from MAC all over the lips, just to line them and prepare them for lipstick. You could actually use a black face paint, but I really wanted to use my Lime Crime Velveteen and Black Velvet all over the kisser. This is not going to go anywhere, so no matter how much candy you eat or drinks you drink at your Halloween parties, it will stay on all night. Then I'm going in with Paradise Paint from, I think it's Mehron that makes this. It's just a body paint that's water activated, and I'm drawing on the base of my stitches. This body paint made applying these stitches so much easier than maybe like a gel liner or a liquid liner or even an eyeshadow. It was so easy to manipulate, and if you messed up, it was really easy to go in and build on the color that you have there. I did some Rick Baker stitching placement similar to his look. I will leave it down below, but then decided I wanted to add more. I've wanted to do this look forever, but I really wanted to make sure that I drew some inspiration from other areas to make it a little bit more my own. So I just kind of went in, got inspired by some Googled pictures of Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein makeup, and just kind of drew inspiration from stitching placement. But you can put this anywhere you want. Just make sure you take your time, and honestly, if you're going to show your arms, I would do that. I definitely did my arms off camera. And this is actually really hard to do on yourself, I'm not gonna lie. If I had to do this on someone else, it would probably be a million times better. But I just kind of had to deal with it and try to get through it. And I'm not too mad at how it turned out. But yeah, then I'm going to go in with that copper plate shadow that we used on our eye and our face, and we're going to kind of lightly outline the perimeter of our stitches. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's kind of surprising to me how, even though I couldn't really see what I was doing all over my face and body, and I really wasn't able to blend it out perfectly, it really didn't affect the look at all. It still made it look like raised skin around our stitch. It is a little bit time consuming, I guess. It really depends on how many stitches you have. Just make sure you get that brown, charcoal brown eyeshadow on either side of your stitch. So anywhere you have a black line, that charcoal brown shading needs to go on both sides of it, on every area, or it won't make sense. I really didn't see a point in showing you guys me stitching up my whole body, so I thought I would just show a close-up of me doing it on my face. I just drew in that line like we have everywhere else on our body. Make sure it's nice and fluid and smooth. And then I just went in once again with the shading color that we have on the rest of our body on either side of the stitch, making sure that the shading color is on both sides of the stitch. That's a very, very important component to this. Then I went in with a black eyeliner. This is So Kiss Me from L'Oreal. The more emollient the eyeliner, the better, because it's really going to be a lot easier to get the dot on. You're just going to press and twist this dot everywhere that you want to have a stitch, and you need to make sure they're semi-symmetrical, and ideally there should be an even number of dots on each side of the line, but it really doesn't have to be super perfect because maybe Dr. Frankenstein was being a little haphazard that day. Then I went in with this tattoo liner from Cat Kat-Von D. It's basically a liquid pen liner and connected my stitches. You can do these in X's, you can do them in Z's, you can do them in straight lines, you can do them however you want. I just kind of went for it and put them haphazardly anywhere I wanted. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I enjoyed making it for you guys. Thumbs up if you did, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.